Greetings, programs. This is Wretch. Welcome back to Sherlock Holmes, Crimes and Punishments. And we saw a grisly scene in that cabin, guys. Peter has been impaled with a whale harpoon, and we're not exactly sure who did it. All we know is that the guy must be pretty big because he was able to do it in one throw to pin him to the wall, and he had large feet. So I'm going to talk to everyone else here, and then apparently, we need to set up an ambush with Lestrade, so we'll see where we go from there. Can we actually go into this house? And what do you say, Mrs. Carey? Oh, we got new stuff.
Is this your husband's tobacco pouch?
I'm not sure. It might be, but he hadn't smoked in a very long time.
And Peter's private papers. Say that 3 times fast.
Your husband's private papers. Do you know where they are?
There was a small tin box, barely larger than a book. He kept his papers there. It should be somewhere in his cabin.
Thank you, madam.
That must be the thing that was missing. Kind of shows you the kind of relationship that they had if they lived in separate houses. Aw, we can't go in. Curses. Might as well double check, make sure everything is on the up and up. Think so. Double checking to see if there's any more footprints or nonsense. Nope. Okay, well, let's go ahead and talk to Lestrade.
We need to find a good place for an ambush. Perhaps behind Carey's cabin, near the window.
Alrighty. Ooh, what's in here? Probably firewood, but gotta search all the things, you know?
This looks like the perfect hiding place.
I guess so. Well, let's see what happens. Some hours later. Is it just the two of them?
Shh. Did you hear that? There's someone there. I'm gonna collar him.
I'll be right behind you.
Police! Hold it right there.
Run! All right.
Mr. Holmes?
Officer?
All right, my fine fellow. Who are you and what are you doing here?
You're detectives, I suppose. You imagine that I'm connected with the death of Captain Carey. I assure you I'm innocent.
Innocence? And what are you doing in his cabin?
Shall I tell you? You came to retrieve what you had lost after killing Peter Carey, but we were here waiting for you.
What is your name?
John Hopley Nelligan, but I didn't...
Do you deny that you came here yesterday?
No, but yes, it's just that I couldn't...
I'm tired of this. Off we go to the yard. Tomorrow, I'll see that you're put in front of the judge.
What? But you can't! I'm not... It's a terrible mistake!
Enough! You can explain all of that to the judge. You're coming with me to the yard.
But...
In light of recent events, it seems evident that your coming here was unnecessary. All the same, I'm very grateful to you, Mr. Holmes.
You are welcome, Inspector, but please don't be too hard on our young fellow. I would like to question him tomorrow morning.
Yeah, it seems a little too easy. Open casebook. Alrighty. So I guess we are heading to Scotland Yard, like right now? Ah, okay. I guess we are. And we got tons of evidence. The boots don't match, outlined in the dust. That's probably where the tin was. And who's our new friend here? Judith is from the country, somewhere near the ancient pine woods of Inverness and Strathspey in Scotland, where the crested titbird can be found. She's religious and undertook a St. James Way pilgrimage to the Cathedral de Santiago de Compostela when she was a young woman. Sorry if I just butchered that. I guess we're heading to Scotland Yard. Yes we are. And even Scotland Yard is the same as Devil's Daughter.
Good morning, Mr. Holmes. Can I help you?
Good morning, Constable. I would like to speak to the fellow who was arrested at Woodman's Lee last night.
Ah, the young man. He's waiting in the interrogation room. You can go straight through. His belongings are held in the evidence room.
Thank you.
I said in the last episode that he had a lot of Peter Cushing and Jeremy Brett. That was actually his name. But this model for Holmes also has a lot of Basil Rathbone as well. So he's nice. He's a nice hybrid of all the famous Holmes actors, which I appreciate. Evidence room. What do we got? Nelligan's belongings.
These are the suspect's belongings. The notebook that we found on Peter Carey's cabin floor. These abbreviations mean something, but what?
Was that the ring? From R. Dawson to my friend and partner, 1883. Interesting.
From R. Dawson.
Oh, we have to read the rest of it?
And partner, 1883. To my friend, Dawson. I've seen this name before. Perhaps my archive holds the answer.
I also have to go back to Baker Street.
A handkerchief with the initials JHN.
Pretty nice handkerchief there.
A pocket knife. It was used to force the door of Peter Carey's cabin.
Examine belongings completed. Now I guess we go ahead and have a chat with the man. Oh, Lord. Yeah, let's go ahead and have a stove here in the evidence room where nothing bad could possibly happen. Yowza. Okay, there's Lestrade. The morgue. Oh, wait a minute. Is Peter in the morgue? Maybe. Let's just do this one thing at a time. Ah. Hello there. Now, let's get a profile. Shabby cap. A patch. He's definitely on hard times. Wait, expensive fabric. Or he's currently on hard times. And didn't used to be. Elaborate buttons. Or he stole it. Calluses. And scars. Oop. Short sleeves, so it wasn't made for him. Huh. And a thin neck. Okay. Well, let's just go down the line here.
Does this notebook belong to you?
Yes. But where did you find it? I did not know... I thought I'd lost it at the hotel.
What do these abbreviations mean?
Oh, no. I beg you, I can't. If I told you, it would only make things worse.
But I will find out eventually, Mr. Nelligan.
You know who he sounds like? I don't know if you guys have watched Star Wars Rebels, but Holmes reminds me a lot of Thrawn, which just makes me like him more. Sea knife.
The sea knife was found near Carey's body. Tell me, Mr. Nelligan, did Mr. Carey try to defend himself or to attack you with it?
I don't know. I didn't kill anyone.
Gold ring.
The police seized this valuable ring from you. Whose is it?
I didn't steal it from anyone. It has always belonged to me.
Oh, negative. Ring's engraving.
The ring's date of engraving is many years ago. You would have been a child then, hardly in any position to receive such an item from a partner.
Mm-hmm. So, let's ask about the owner.
So, Mr. Nelligan, who is the true owner of the ring?
The ring is mine.
Profile of the victim, well-kept garden, rings engraving, father's jacket, ooh. Okay. That's not anything that we... Can we browse evidence? R. Dawson to my friend and partner. There it is. Father's jacket. John Nelligan is wearing an expensive but worn and ill-fitting jacket that has been previously belonged to someone else, most likely his father. Let's go ahead and go with that and see.
No, Mr. Nelligan. I believe that the ring had belonged to your father.
Oh, but how do you know?
Nice.
The jacket you are wearing is made of an expensive fabric that only a man of exceptional wealth could afford. You do not seem to me to be a rich man, Mr. Nelligan. Furthermore, the garment is ill-fitting. It is quite clear that it belonged to someone else, most probably your father. With your father gone and taking with him the family's wealth, as a little boy you had to find yourself a manual job, and it was most probably cleaning fish. You cut your hands often while working. I can tell from the scars.
I'm speechless, Mr. Holmes. It all happened exactly as you say.
Huzzah.
Well, I will see you soon, young man.
Please, let me go. I'm innocent.
We can make some new connections if we want to. Peter Carey, a non-smoker. The thing about it is, I don't think that John could actually pin him to the wall because of the thin neck and everything. He doesn't have the muscle mass, I guess. So let's go ahead and try and make some connections here. Nelligan's notebook. Oh! Well, that made one. What do we got here? The break-in attempts were made in order to recover the notebook that had been lying in a pool of the victim's blood. This proves the guilt of the person who made these attempts. I don't know about that necessarily. Missing tin box and break-in attempts. Oh. Okay, never mind. No gardener. Nothing connecting to the tin box. No gardener. Just process of elimination here. We need to find out whether an unskilled and untrained man could use a harpoon well enough to kill by fully piercing a body. Yeah. Ooh, experiment required.
I need to stage a reconstruction. I'm sure that Watson would be happy to oblige.
Let's hope so. Prepare for harpoon throwing experiment. What's your story? Oh, he does not have a story. Was there any other connections that we needed to make? Missing tin box, okay. Gardener. Okay. Interesting. Some of the facts may be interpreted differently. You can always change the picture of a crime by choosing between mutually exclusive deductions. Well, we can do that near the end of the case, if memory serves. We need to go ahead and travel back to Baker Street. Well, let's talk to Lestrade first. See if he has anything to add. Oh, never mind. Head down here to the morgue, see if Peter's body... that might be it right there. It doesn't look like there's anything here for us. Now, I'm heading out the front door just in case someone wants to say hello. Can't go through the staff.
Mr. Holmes? At your service, Mr. Holmes.
Alright, we're good. Back to Baker Street. So we need to have an experiment and check the archives. So that'll be fun. Now, what is he reading? Oh, he's actually reading Crime and Punishment. Excellent. That is a very, very Russian book. Toby! Hey, buddy.
Brave Toby. The best nose in the British Empire.
Where were you before? We actually didn't look through the telescope the first time. Whoa. Isn't she lovely? Alright, well, I'm sure she is someone's favorite. You know what? The song that Queen wrote. Well, let's go ahead and check the archives first. Search for Dawson, 1983. Or 1883, sorry. 1993 was when I was born. R. Dawson, that's in chemistry. Newspapers. Ooh, Dawson and Nelligan are bankrupt. The Dawson and Nelligan Investment Fund, a regional banking institution based in Cornwall, has declared bankruptcy as a result of heavy losses in its loan portfolio and has accordingly been assigned for liquidation. It was the 23rd largest bank in Britain, and its bankruptcy was the second largest on record. Liquidation of company is a pure catastrophe for many Cornwall families. Joshua Nelligan, one of the bankers, has since mysteriously disappeared. He was last seen aboard his yacht preparing for departure to Norway. Nelligan is wanted both by police and his creditors.
Here it is.
Yes, indeed.
Now I begin to understand that young man's story, but I am still unclear as to what connects him with the murder. It is time to ask him.
Okay. Before we go and do that, however...
A spot of whaling, Watson. Would you care to take part?
Are you serious?
No, but we do need to clarify what happened on the night of Black Peter's murder.
A reenactment, then? Is something bothering you?
The sailor's knife, Watson. Why was it on the floor?
Peter Carey attempted to defend himself?
It is possible, but if that is the case, then it alters many things.
I don't quite follow you.
Tell me, my friend, what is the animal closest to man, morphologically, I mean?
Ah, I see what you're getting at, Holmes. You asked me that once before. On the Ripper case, I believe. Do you want to slit some more pigs' throats?
No.
Well, thank goodness for that.
I wish to impale one with a harpoon.
Wonderful.
Wonderful!
Watson, let us pay a visit to our butcher friend in Whitechapel. We require the carcass of a well-fed pig.
And the harpoon?
One of the harpoons on the wall of Black Peter's cabin should do quite nicely.
Outstanding. Okay. Hey there, little buddy.
Brave Toby. The best nose in the British Empire.
This is a perfect name for a dog like that. Oh, do we have new letters?
This is where I keep my post.
Apparently not. Alrighty. So we can go to the Whitechapel Butcher. Let's go back to Scotland Yard real quick because we need to talk to John about that evidence that we just found. Because I think that's going to be important. Because his father went bankrupt, and this may have something to do with it. Maybe Peter was part of the... I mean, it was a nice house and everything. Maybe Peter was complicit in that bank robbery. Some sort of skullduggery going around. Let's see if we have any new dialogue. Yes.
I have heard the story of Dawson and Nelligan, the West Country bankers.
Yes. Joshua Nelligan was my father.
I am aware that it had a bad ending. When the bank failed, it ruined half the families of Cornwall, whereupon Joshua Nelligan disappeared.
My father was under extraordinary pressure. Dawson had retired. I was only 10 years of age at the time, but it was still old enough to feel the shame that befell our family. My father was convinced that he could pay off all his debts if the creditors gave him time. He set sail for Hammerfest in Norway in his small yacht, just a few days before an arrest warrant was issued. He left my mother a list of the securities he was taking. No word was ever heard from him again. We believe that his vessel went down, taking with it everyone and everything on board.
Thank you for the story, Mr. Nelligan. At last, we are making some progress.
Maybe Joshua's not dead.
Joshua Nelligan and Peter Carey were both at sea in Norway. There is definitely some connection between Peter Carey and Joshua Nelligan's disappearance.
Sorry, I was kind of... Examine the ship's logs. Okay, ship's log for the year 1883 might put some light on the connection. Oh, that was in the... That's back at the cabin. Which makes sense, we need to go there anyway for a harpoon. So, just to double check, can we... Oop. That's the... No. There we go. Yes, we can fast travel. We'll head back to Woodman's Lee. See about getting the, that log and the harpoon. I did not think that Crime and Punishment was that thin of a book. Maybe Holmes is reading the small type. Okay, looks like she's still there. Hopefully Peter is not. That would be kind of awkward. That explains why we weren't able to... Okay, just the bloods. Just the blood. No worries.
That should do it. Now I am ready for the experiment.
The ship log is why... Getting them now is why it didn't go green when we were first here.
1883. That's the one I need. This is the crew list of the Sea Unicorn.
Okay. Peter Carey, Master. Charles Allison, First Mate. Henry Joy, James Lancaster. Patrick Carnes, Pablo Coventral, Ned Land. Oh, harpooners. Interesting.
This is the crew list of the Sea Unicorn.
Joseph Walker, John York, Richard Lang. Let's look for any name that looks familiar. Thomas Lawrence, Henry Shepard.
Log notes for June. Nothing unusual.
Light breeze through the day. Saw whale tail alongside at southeast. Just at night, 2 more ships in sight. Yeah, looks pretty normal.
Log notes for July. Nothing special.
Saw 2 whales. Just wanted to pay attention here. Longitude and latitude. York got sick.
Log notes for August. These pages have been torn away.
What is that? Rather squally wind through the day and night. Squally wind from northeast. Helmsman suspects incoming storm.
Log notes for August. These pages have been torn away.
Okay.
Canadian Pacific Railway, CPR. A torn piece from a bond certificate. I have seen this abbreviation somewhere very recently. There are 3 ways of discovering what happened in August of 1883 aboard the Sea Unicorn. The first 2 of these will require speaking with a dead man. The last would be to locate vital witnesses, the sailors involved in this whale hunt campaign.
So how would we track those people down, though? Oh, wait a minute. Find the crew of the Sea Unicorn. Let's talk to her. Maybe she would know. I doubt it, but... Just like, hey, where's the rest of Peter's crewmen at?
Who could do such a thing? My poor husband.
Okay, not the case. So, task for Wiggins. The ship's logs of the Sea Unicorn. Oh, yeah, Wiggins. Like, isn't that the person that the Baker Street irregular that we would send out to go find someone? Well, we need to head back to Baker Street anyway. So let's go ahead and do that, because we do have a experiment. Oh no, we gotta go to the butcher's first. To good old Whitechapel, where nothing bad could ever happen. That was a fastly loading butcher's. Oh, it's experiment time. Outstanding. Okay, well, I'll tell you what, guys. I hate to do this, but I think I will end the episode here. And when we get back, it'll be time for a harpoon throwing contest. I like to think that him and Watson can see who's the better thrower. But we will go ahead and end it here. Hope you guys have enjoyed it. If you liked the episode, please leave a like down below. Subscribe to the channel. Leave a comment. That'd be a big help. And we'll see you next time. Later days, everyone.